What's going on, YouTube? Run Good here, coming back at you with a COMC Flip Challenge update. For those of you who are not following this series, I started the year off with $1,000 on COMC.com and 0 cards, and I've been flipping my way up into profit, seeing how far I can take it. Now I do consider myself something of a COMC master. I've been doing this for years. I have great insight and really feel like I'm a power user over on COMC. I know how to use tools. I know how to use all their tools. I know how to extrapolate value. And I just know the value of cards. I know where there's hidden value. For me, as somebody who buys and sells cards, I'm not looking at the nosebleeds. I don't really care too much about the Luka Prism rookies of the world. I don't care about anything over $1,000. For me, my bread and butter, you guys know, is in that $5 to $40 range or so, finding value there where other people misprice or underprice their cards. If you have been following along, thank you very much. Either way, if you can go ahead and hit me with a sub, I would much appreciate that. A lot of great content on the channel. As you know, we do the COMC Flip Challenge series once a month. I'm going to actually start doing more COMC content in the coming months this fall. I want to actually start teaching you guys how to find cards to flip on your own. I talk with a few people on Instagram and Twitter about how to do it. I'm always willing to offer advice. There's enough flips to go around for everybody, so there's no secrets here. So if you ever have a question about a card you see on COMC that you think's undervalued, I won't take it from you. Hit me up. I'll definitely give you my advice. Okay, getting into this month, COMC has made a nice little rebound, and I'm really glad they have, both for buyers and sellers on the site like myself, obviously, but also just for the general sanity of their team. You know, COMC has really taken it on the chin in 2021 with horrible shipping times, processing delays, lack of top loaders. There's just a bevy of problems that COMC has been through in 2021. My big thing as a seller was their inadequate ship times, which appear to be getting better. Now, I actually shipped a card to a friend, and it only took a couple weeks to arrive. That's much better than the month to 6 weeks to 8 weeks plus that we've heard. If you're using a rushed service anyways, it's better. Standard shipments, you might get it before Christmas. So use a rushed service if you're looking to get cards from COMC. Anyways, everything they ship out on eBay is rushed, and there is definitely a lot more action going on their marketplace lately. I actually was able to post my 3rd best month of the year in July flipping. So this is a look at my dashboard right now on August 1st. You can see I have a total asking price of $15,224 in my cards. That's a little inflated. I think the correct price is somewhere between $11,000 to $12,000. I'm persistently running a 20 to 30% off sale. It's just a selling tactic on COMC. You can see I have $3,700 in the bank, as well as all of those cards, 550 cards for sale. All right, now our next screen that we normally look at is this screen, and this is a list of every card I sold last month, and this is like 130 cards. We don't stay on this screen very much. There was one interesting thing to point out. So sold 130 cards last month. We always look at how many cards are sold on eBay. We can see from line 39 right here to line 71. So about 30 of my 130 sales were through eBay. That indicates to me that their eBay sales are still chugging along. I do know that with their feedback rating having taken a dip this year because of all the complaints with shipping, primarily, I do feel like when I search for cards on eBay, I don't see COMC's listings as much. So I think that the negative feedback did hurt their feedback rating, or did hurt their search ranking. So when you search for something, they don't appear at the top. Buyers are more than likely to buy something at the top of the page. It's kind of like when you do a Google search, right? So when you do a Google search, you usually click like the first couple results, right? You never really go to page 2 or 3 unless you're really digging deep. So I do think that their search ranking being affected on eBay probably is attributing to poor sales. I did go through and reprice every single one of my cards in my port, so they should all be competitive with eBay sales. So eBay sales still about accounting for under 25% of my total sales, somewhere around what, like 18 to 20%. All right, get down to the numbers that we really care about on this page, and we're going to look at actual pictures, but these are the actual numbers. So 131 cards flipped last month, or 131 cards sold total. 131? Yeah, 131 cards total. I paid $3,401 for them. I sold them for after fees on COMC because they do take a 5% fee. Also a 1% transaction fee if you're a promotion fee if you're paying or if you're running a sale. Total after fees was $5,005.68 for a total net profit in July of $2,104. That is a great ROI. So 2,100 profit on 3,400 spent. Absolutely huge ROI, up a lot from last month. I don't remember quite offhand what that number was, but this is a great ROI. Now there was a couple cards that I absolutely knocked it out in the park on, and we'll go ahead and get into those in a second. That really attributed to why this is so high. So let's go ahead and head on over to that screen right now. Okay, and so before we head on over to that screen, this is my monthly sales for the year. Started out in January with $2,040 in sales, and that was when the challenge first started. So I had not a lot of cards for sale. I was really looking for quick flips, and then we had some great months with 3,700 in February. March, we had our best month of the year with 6,600, over 150 cards sold. In April, 6,100, so right on par with March. But we definitely saw a little bit of a dip right there. And then May and June were the absolute tough months. So in May, I felt like sales fell off the cliff. I felt like that was the point in COMC's timeline this year where sellers were just, or buyers and sellers were just like done with COMC. They were done. There was no light at the tunnel in terms of getting their shipments or processing delays. So May and June, 100% attributed to that. I guess you can attribute it a little bit to the uncertainty in the hobby right now, or back then. But right now, the hobby is picking back up. The National in Chicago was great. I didn't go, but I mean, I saw tons of media on it. Really sparked a lot of pandemonium and really kind of ignited collectors. I think there's this general consensus that we probably hit the floor sometime in June in terms of prices correcting. It feels like we hit the floor and then we bounced off it a little bit. That's my personal opinion from based off my sales on COMC, my sales elsewhere, and what I'm seeing in the hobby. So yeah, $5,800 in the month of June. That was good enough for third best of the year. Back on track as far as I'm concerned, because after June, I really had no idea. I think in last month's video, I said for July, if we did 3,000, that was a big win. So we almost doubled that. We got back on track with those March and April months. And this month as well, you can see it's a couple days after. I think it's August 1st when I'm recording this. So 5 sales already for almost $200. So that's a good sales day on COMC. Getting into here, time to look at some of the big sales. Let me go ahead and make this just a little bit smaller. So the top sale of the month, I did sell the Mosaic. And I can make that just a little bit smaller. I did sell the Mosaic Gold Wave LeBron MVP. I paid $455 for that. I sold it for $506 after fees. I held it for over 2 months, so I was okay squeaking out about 10% profit on that one, holding it for 2 months. Made killer profit on here. Yi Jianlian, for those of you who don't know who he is, he didn't really have a great NBA career. He came into the league very hyped. First Chinese player, I think first Chinese player. So yeah, I saw this card pop up and recently added. I hit buy immediately. It is the X Fractor number 25 from Finest that year. A lot of people would just pass on this card in a $5 bin or a $10 bin and not really have any insight as to why this card is so valuable for a player who didn't have a good NBA career. I think a lot of the times we look at the NBA as like the be-all, end-all. We forget that there are many other leagues in the world and that players who are not in the NBA can still be doing great things elsewhere. Yi had a great career. I think he's actually still playing. I think he might have missed the Olympics because of an injury, I believe. But with Olympic basketball going on, with the Chinese team in the spotlight a little bit, just an international player who didn't have a good NBA career, but he has a large international following. So this card sold for $436.81 after fees, netting me over $400 profit on a $25 card. That's just one of those things where you know the value, you understand why the card's so valuable. Even, you might go to Basketball Reference in this case and you look him up and you're like, why does Oh, why is this a $500 card? It's just because sometimes what a player does or what they contribute to the basketball world doesn't necessarily reflect well in the stat sheets. A perfect example of a player like him. Looking at some of these other sales, I got out of this Goga Batazzi RPA at $14 loss. Perfectly happy with it. I bought this on the expectation that he was going to get more playing time in Indiana back in April, and it just never worked out. I think he actually had an injury on top of a bunch of injuries the Pacers already had. So I liked where I liked his spot on the team, and then it just didn't work out. So I got my money back on that card. I'm happy. Made some solid profit in about a month's time on this Giannis Prestige bonus shots rookie. Paid 70, sold it for 284.05. This Independence Day checklist Otani. This one's numbered to 76. It's an Independence Day. Paid 175, and just 4 days later sold it for 284. Love these Mosaic Genesis right here, and this is a Gem Mint 10 Larry Legend. Paid 125, sold for 284 after 18 days. I don't feel good about this sale. I think I could have got way more. This is a 9.5 Chrome base set variation refractor Rafael Devers rookie card. Devers absolutely killing it in Boston this season. I paid $179.60 for it. I sold it for $208.94 after 3 days. I feel like I could have just got more for it. Shouldn't have taken a quick flip on that one. Allen Iverson trademark moves to 75 auto. It is him in a Nuggets uniform, so not as desirable as if he was in a Phillies uniform. A 76ers uniform, excuse me. A Philly uniform. There we go. Paid $128.99, sold it for $168 in just under a month. Ja Morant Elite Aspirations rookie 88 to number to 88, paid 98, sold 152. I took a small loss on this Ronaldo. These were really, really hot for a minute there, and then they cooled off. So I took an L there. Another card where you might see it and not know why it's so valuable. 2008 Topps Chrome Factory Set Gold Refractor Mantle, $75 paid, sold for $126 after 2 months. I like these cards a lot. I actually have one just sitting up on my shelf, not too far away. So there you go. Took a loss on this Bo Bichette. Again, a card I should have just held. I had higher expectations for this. Bo is becoming an elite player every single day. I sent it to COMC auction. I thought maybe I could squeeze 150 to 160 out of it, but the collecting community said, no, we really need those logos on these cards. It is Panini, so no logos. Isaiah Thomas paid $4.80 for this Isaiah Thomas star rookie and sold it for $112. You got to know your stuff. You got to know your stuff for sure. 68 up to 110 on a Zion reactive red mosaic, excuse me. These are the hobby exclusives. Looking at this list, made a little bit of money, about $30, $40 on a David Ortiz to 10 auto from Luminaries, which is a high-end set. A little bit of a streaky auto on that one. Okongwu, 24.33 up to 93.56 on an Okongwu orange wave from Prism. That's numbered to 60. He had a pretty solid showing in the playoffs. Steph Curry Prism Flashback, 50 up to 90. Easy money right there in 4 days. Patrick Williams, only made $1 on it, but I'm happy to sell it. I think he's great defensively. Offensively, I'm not so sure, so I'm okay getting out of that one. $29 up to $80, kind of called my shot. It took a little bit of time, but I knew this 5x7 Dominique would sell. Just too rare, and you don't see it very often, so I knew that one would sell. Looking at this list again, $10 bought, 65 sold in 1 day. Donovan Mitchell draft selections, tie-dye to 25. You got to know your stuff when you're listing stuff on COMC. Perfect example of a card somebody didn't know it. They're like, it's just a relic, $10. And I'm like, bought. Like, easy. Like, don't think twice about that. 2180 up to 61 on an impeccable Nickeil Alexander-Walker to 25. Serial numbered 1 of 25. Also with this card, you've got... It's impeccable, so it's high-end. Coming down the list again, 32 up to 65 on this PSA 10 Garbage Pail Tongue-Tied Tina. I don't know much about Garbage Pail Kids, but I do know that PSA 10s from 1987 are just, in general, rare themselves. So made some money there. 30 up to 60 on this James Robinson Game Gear. National Treasures, $3,000 box. James Robinson didn't have many cards last year. Notorious B.I.G. 2013 Black Friday Platinum League. Notorious B.I.G. card. You know, we saw earlier this year all the GOATs, all their cards, the one-offs and the random cards selling for crazy amounts of money. Paid 35 cents for this card. I sold it for 56 bucks. Like, what? 38.99 up to 57 on this Trout. Again, optic, so no team logos, but cool looking card, numbered to 88. PSA 9, also team color. Sold this Eason 25 up to 42. I wish I would have held on to it. Don't want to be selling Easons. I think that sold when he got announced as being the starter. Now with Wentz out. Coming down this list, I'm looking for some cards that have some good value. I do see my biggest loss of the year right here, and this is $79 paid, sold for $34 on this Jalen Hurts optic holo. Now, you might be asking, why did I sell it for so low? That's just where the market was right now, and I've been holding this card for a while, and I also ran a big sale at the end of the month, so that contributed to a little bit of a mispricing error, but I don't know, for whatever reason, these optic holos just have not taken off the same way that Prism Silvers has, and the whole 2020 class, I feel, is a little undervalued. If I was in the market to hold on to cards on COMC for a long time, I'd probably just stash a bunch of 2020 stuff, but I'm not. I'm in the market of quick flips, so I did take a loss on that, and I'm okay with it because you've seen all my wins. I'm looking at this list for some more crazy steals because I know we've kind of gone long right here. Brendan Rodgers, $2.50 up to $33.56. This is going to be Brendan Rodgers' True Rookie Black from 2019 update. Yeah, I'm looking down this list. Just a little bit of profit here and there. Some cards that I sold at about what I bought for them, paid for them. I just been sitting on them too long. PJ Washington, my guy. You guys all know that I like PJ Washington. $8 purchased. $22.31 sold. This one's numbered to 88. Coming down this list, I made 10 bucks. Chad Pinder. Here's a player who hasn't really done much in the majors, but this card is numbered to 5. It's from 2017 Topps Chrome Sapphire that year. So if there's one player collector out there, you're gonna make money. Going over to the next page, made some money on this Chris Webber Topps Chrome Mad Game, about 10 bucks, and here's some more sales. I don't think we're going to go through all of these. I guess if you want to slow the video down, you can look at them yourself. I'll scroll down, but you can just kind of see I'm living in that range that I talk about where I buy a card for $5, I buy a card for $12, and I flip it and I make my 20%, which is really all I'm looking to do. And in some of these cases here, I am clearing out my port as well of cards that I've held on to for a while and they haven't sold. So in some cases, I'm more than happy to just get my money back on cards. You know, if I've been sitting on them for a month, I've been sitting on them for 2 months. I'm in the quick flip game. There's very few cards that I want to hold long term. So I'm okay. You know, if a card doesn't sell for 2 months, I'm okay with getting my money back and putting my money elsewhere into a card. And here is the rest of my sales. Again, 131 sold. If you want to slow down the video and look at every individual one, it is there for you. But this is just the low-end stuff that trickled out. You know, Steven Adams, 30 cents paid, $1.50 sold on a Contender's first-round ticket to 199. Like, who flips those cards? I flip those cards, sure. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some cards that I have for sale now, because I sold a lot of cards, so my portfolio looks very, very different. Let's go ahead and click refresh, because I think I have one card being added to this portfolio. Yep, I just recently picked this one up. This is an AD. Rookie signatures from Panini. I paid a little over $200 for it, I think. I'm trying to go for a big sale. There was a recent PSA 10 comp on this card at like over $7,000. So I think my asking price on this, there was no raw comp, so I'm pretty happy about that. Still looking to move this Crystal Shard Italy Peely. I'm cool holding it. I'm not in those for much. Picked up this Buster Posey for pretty cheap. This is from Topps Dynasty, numbered to 5. He's having a great year. I bought a lot of Jacob Eason stuff when it came out that Wentz was hurt. So I have this Plates and Patches RPA to 99, this Spectra to 15. I grabbed this card. This card looked awesome. This is an Oscar Robinson, LeBron James, Gold Standard Claim to Fame Duel to 49. I still have the Klay Thompson PSA 10, still have the Trout. Picked up this Courtside LeBron 15-16 Select Courtside. Just a card I really like. If I flip it, I flip it. If I don't, maybe I'll ship it to myself at the end of the year for the PC. Kuzma, I don't know if I'm going to sell this card. It's also a Courtside low number to 49. He's now with Washington. Got this Jay-Z from Luxury Box again on that Notorious B.I.G. sale. Rapper cards, entertainer cards, really selling. So, and this one's numbered to 100. It's 15, 16. So 15 or 16 years old. So hopefully that one sells. Probably going to end up losing some money on this Kyle Lewis. You know, his stuff is down with him being hurt. Picked up this LeBron Pink Ice at a really, really good price. So I think I'll make some profit there. Really happy about this 101 LaVisca as well from Vortex. There are a lot, or from XR. There are a lot of 101s in XR. So heads up on that. If you're ever looking at 101s from that set, they make a ton of them for each player. But a $75 101, I'm going to make some solid profit on that. Jason Tatum, Hoops Platinum. Excited that I got in on that one on a low price. Keldon Johnson, Prism Draft Picks, number 25. I think I paid like $20 for this card. Yeah, $20 for this card. I bought it on the 26th of the month. I'm excited about that one. I know I'm going to make profit on that one. I might have to wait till the end of the season. Picked up this Mahomes, picked up this Bryant. I love this Mahomes right here. The neon green pulsar from the Mega Box of Prism. Picked up this Bryant Edwards RPA. Again, I'm starting to buy football right now in anticipation of this upcoming season. I bought a lot of Eason. I plan to buy just, I plan to buy a lot of football and basketball still. Baseball, I'll pick and choose my shots, but right now I'm kind of definitely in buying a football mode. Eason right here, Crown Royal Chronicles. Some of my better stuff. I just picked up this Kobe White Silver Mosaic PSA 10. I have some LeBrons right here. Some of these cards have been in my port for a month or so. I like this Lillard Gold Standard second year. I like this Halliburton to 99. I like what I'm in all these cards for. So I'm pretty happy with where my port is at right now. I'm pretty happy with the amount of sales that I get daily. I'm definitely happy about the changes that COMC has made to improve their shipping times, improve their processing times. Now, I will say one slight against COMC with the National just recently, finishing, and a lot of cool stuff being announced by companies. StockX just announced that they're going to have a vault for wax, so you can send in sealed product and decide when you want to sell it. So they just announced that. Some other companies, Star Stock didn't really announce anything either. That was highly disappointing. I'm still waiting for the improvements to sell stuff. COMC's big announcements was basically like these QR codes that you can use to link to people, link to your website or link to your portfolio, and also the announcement that they have top loaders back. But their top loaders are 35 cents per. They're up from 25 cents per. And I find that pretty funny. So they're basically saying a case of top loaders is $350. Message to COMC. I will sell you guys as many cases of top loaders as you want at $275 a case. You make some money, I make some money. So if you need cases of top loaders, like, I don't know why you guys have so much trouble getting them, because I definitely don't. So there's a pretty good overview of my portfolio, and I know this video is now up over the 20-minute mark. Try not to make it go too long. I'll link my port in the description, so if you want to look at all of the cards for sale in it, definitely hit me, or definitely do so in the link. If you see something you like, hit me up. Especially if you're, watching my if you're a subscriber, if you're watching this video, if you see something that's PC for you, hit me up. I can always work with you and give you a slightly better deal, or we can come to something. But yeah, that is going to do it. Again, great month for me on COMC. I'm glad things are getting back on track. We'll have to see where they go from here, if we can continue the momentum, finish strong for the year. I don't really have an end game for the Flip Challenge. I'm still trying to figure out what the end game is, if I'm going to sell my port off, if I'm going to ship all these cards back to me and do like a mystery pack or something. I don't know how the Flip Challenge ends. I have a few months to figure it out. But we're going to do another Flip Challenge next month. I don't know what the parameters are next year. I don't know what the parameters are going to be. I don't know if I just started 1,000 again and we do this and see what if I can beat last year's score or whatever. But that's going to do it for me. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you join along. And we'll get back to a rip or something tomorrow. But until next time, take care. Hope you guys are flipping some cards over on COMC. If you have any questions about flipping on COMC, definitely hit me up. And we'll catch you next time on Down the Road.